welcome back to my channel. I'm Shaheen Miller, and if it's your first time here, I want to say welcome. In today's video, I have a special guest. He's no stranger to my channel. This is my lovely husband, Shaheen Miller.
Just a random African joining for today.
Babe, you're not no random person. You are my husband. And guys, today I'm going to talk about a very important special topic called love like it matters. This is something I thought of because we know that love matters, but do you love like it matters? And I hope that this is going to be a perfect bridge into our Valentine's series videos. I have a couple of fun content, tips, ideas for Valentine's, and all that cute DIY fun stuff. But before we get into the fun stuff for Valentine's, I think there's a very important matter to talk about. And it's how do we show love, and how are we going to be intentional with how we show love? Because, you know, Valentine's isn't just one day. I think Valentine's, or we should show this love of Valentine's any other day, right? So I feel like people get so fixated on February 14th, Valentine's, but do we make other days of the year special? Do you give as much emphasis to your special person any other day, any Tuesday of the year that's not on Valentine's? So I'm not knocking it, I'm just saying, let's love like it matters. So babe, what do you have to share with us today? And before I continue, I just want to say thank you for coming back to my channel. I missed you. I appreciate that you're doing long form content with me, and I'm so excited to hear what you have to share with our YouTube friends and family out here. And guys, on that same note, if you haven't already, feel free to hit that subscribe button. Tell them what else is.
And
like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so that you know when I post another video. Thank you. So babe, coming from the male's perspective, how should we love like it matters? What does that mean to you?
That's a loaded question.
Ooh, sorry.
So love like it matters, right?
Yeah.
So it matters according. So when you love like it matters, you know, we all have heard about the love, how different people receive love different. And when you say love like it matters, it has to be selfless. So you can't really love like how you normally like to show love, although that's what's most natural to you. It's the easiest thing for you to do. But for it to actually matter, the person that is receiving it has to validate it. So it has to be in the form that the person on the receiving end can validate, like, yes, I feel loved when you do that. So say, for instance, you know, my love language, a natural love language, one of them is acts of service, right? Clean, you do this, do that, like, all right, I feel loved, I feel appreciated. But my wife, Narita, not necessarily. Her love language is, you know, words
other
of
stuff. Don't tell them my love language.
Yeah, so other things. So I can go down thinking, all right, you know, if I cook and I clean, I cut the grass and I wash the car and I bathe Charlie boy.
That still shows me love. Let me tell you, because you're
ruining my example.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. I got excited there for a minute.
So, for instance, you know, if I do all those things and that's not her love language, then it doesn't matter. Why? Because it's not how she's biologically, you know, or emotionally ready to receive that as love.
That part, yeah. Are we being intentional with how we show love to others, right? I always like to think, how does this person receive love? Because I know how I give love to people, but that may not be the other person's love language. So by knowing what people's love language or what their love languages are, right? Because there could be more than one, then you could intentionally show that person love because it matters. And that's one of the first ways that love matters. Thank you, babe. What else?
So the second thing is it has to be genuine. So when you are loving like it matters, don't just do something because you know the other person receives it or likes it that way. For instance, you know, physical touch. You know, maybe your wife isn't affectionate or lovey-dovey, and you know, can you imagine a scenario where your wife is like, all right, I have to show him affection now.
Let me show him affection
just
now.
Because if I don't, you know, he's going to complain. You know, that doesn't feel good. Because,
I'm very touchy.
you know, that doesn't feel good. It doesn't show that it matters, even though you're doing it, because the person that is doing it doesn't assign any other value to it than I'm doing it for the other person.
Yeah.
Like, no one wants to be kissed because I'm kissing you because
Check off.
to check off a list. You know, like, it has to matter to the other person doing it as well. So
Right.
you have to learn how to grow to be not selfish, you know, and understand that, you know, by treating your spouse this way, you know, and showing love this way, you're benefiting yourself as well. You have to have that type of mindset that by expressing love, you're growing your relationship together. It's not like, oh, I'm doing this for them. You're doing this for you both. So that's how the perspective you have to look at it.
Because, you know, when you say for both, right? What does that mean? You're being selfless because you're thinking of them, but you know that because by you loving them intentionally with how they need to be loved and how they feel loved, it's gonna help your relationship overall, right? Your unity, your connection, your chemistry, right? And when your partner's happy, technically you're happy too.
You gotta look at it like a garden. You know, you're creating the environment that is good for your love to grow. And if you're
That's good.
if you're not taking care of the soil, you know, the foundation of your garden, then you're gonna have a bunch of weeds growing up in what you're trying to do. And so take care of that love environment, nurture it. That's how you have to look at it. You know, yeah, it may not be the way that you naturally like to do things, but you're setting the atmosphere to receive the fruits that you want in your garden.
Yes, and that'll matter so much to the other person because they're gonna feel loved. It's gonna resonate with them specifically. You see what I'm saying? It's going back to the intentionality of it and the fruits and that you're gonna see come to part of what you're sowing into the other person. You see what I'm saying? So I need to make sure that while I'm very touchy-feely and I want to serve my husband and I want to do all these perfect things for my husband, but I have to keep in mind at the end of the day, this is what Shaheen needs. This is how Shaheen receives love. And I could implement that and act upon it, even if it's easy for me or not, but that I know I'm giving him that because that's what feeds his heart. That's what feeds his soul. That's what makes him feel validated, special. That's what makes him feel loved, right? And then now tying it to Valentine's, now when these special occasions come around, you could receive whatever you're getting much better because you know that you're already getting love throughout the year, that you're not waiting for one special day. I know what it is to feel a certain way with someone, that they're treating you one way, and then suddenly it's Christmas or suddenly it's Valentine's or suddenly it's your birthday and now they want to make something so special, and that's beautiful. That's great. You deserve it. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, sometimes it's kind of hard to receive because you're receiving it from a place of like, you've been hurting my feelings, you haven't been showing me love, you haven't been treating me right, and they may think they're treating you right, they may think they're showing you love, but then it's like, you treat me like this every other day, and now on this one day of the year, Valentine's, now you want to treat me amazing, and then tomorrow you're just gonna change. The 15th, it just goes out the window. It can't be like that, right? I'm not saying don't make Valentine's special, don't make Valentine's extra special. All I'm saying is let's be intentional with how we show love and not wait for one day of the year. So, babe, do you remember Just Because Day? That's something that's super special to us. So, here's a snippet of our relationship. When Shaheen and I were dating, I remember when he was courting me, he was trying to pursue me. What happened?
The good old days.
The good old days? So, they're not good days no more? Turn off the camera. So, guys, no, babe, do you remember Just Because Day and how that happened? We were getting out of work and we were dating at the same time. We worked in the same place, different departments, but at the same place. And basically, Shaheen was like, I hadn't gone out so much in 1 week. I was like a little overwhelmed, but I loved it. Trust me, I love going out. I love having fun. But I was just like, you know, it was new. I was just getting to know him. And about 2 or 3 weeks in, one day, out of the blue, Shaheen after work was like, hey, you want to go out to eat? And I was like, how did I respond to you? I was like,
Yeah, I'm hungry.
No, I didn't say that. What was it? I said, oh, was a special occasion. Cause that day I was so like up to here. It was like one of those days that was a lot, and I was like trying to see like, is he trying to do too much? Is this how, if we were in a relationship, it would really be, or is he just really just trying to get to know me in the beginning? Is it how he is? Is it too much? Like what? I'm never the type of girl to take advantage of anyone. So I was just like, oh, what's the special occasion? You know what I mean? It's not like we were going on a date, right? It could have technically been a date. And don't get me wrong, guys. I love that he was wanting to spend time with me. That resonates with me. I love that he wanted to take me out to dinner. But I just responded, was a special event. Was a special occasion. Because sometimes, I was used to people only treating me nice for special occasions. And so I was like, what's a special occasion? He said, this is just because. And that day we were like, so this is our just because day. And for 10 or 11 years now, we try. Some years we don't get to celebrate it, but we try to remember and commemorate our just because day. That's a day in October from when we were just talking and getting to know each other. So from that day it became, I was like, well, so this is our just because day? And he was like, yeah, now this is what we're gonna celebrate every year. And I'm like, look at this guy, we're not even dating, he's already believing that we're gonna be together. But it was so sweet. You remember that?
Special day. We ate good.
We ate good. So guys, what's your next point?
Alright, so I guess you need to make sure that when you're loving like it matters, you're loving like it matters, and it ties into the first point, but you need to really protect your love from the opinions of others.
Wow, that part. I recently saw a post, and this was today. I'm like, it's like Instagram knew we were doing this video. And I came across the post, and before I could get the authors or the person who came up with the quote, their name, the screen just changed and I lost the post. Like I didn't have time to even like it. So I do apologize, but it's not my original quote. But I saw an Instagram post, credit to whoever it is, I'm sorry. It said, quote, right? The anonymous person, it said, you tell people you love them, but do they feel that you love them? That, I was like, wow, I think it shook me. And then I lost the whole post, when like the page refreshes. And I was like, wow, that is so profound. So babe, other than telling people I love you, like, hi, I love you. Hey, how are you? Love you too. And it's become such a casual thing to say. And I'm like, you don't treat me like you love me. You don't act like you love me. You don't treat me like that. You don't care for me, but it's so easy for you to say, oh, I love you, but nothing's backing it up. So you think that you can tell me you love me, and it's harder because I may not feel that you love me. So how do you make sure to not only tell someone you love them, but that they actually feel the love you claim you have?
Oh, that's a loaded statement. Like, you're right. A lot of people use I love you very casually when we call people and we end the phone calls. Love you, and you're trying to end the phone call and you're using the statement I love you to say goodbye. Or when people, they say love you, it's always in a high and by, passing by. It's not really intentional. So you really have to take back the territory of the I love you.
Wow.
In being intentional when you say it. Like, take a moment, look at that person, say I love you. Let there be thoughts behind that statement when you say it. A lot of times when you're saying I love you, it's just something that we do. And there's no thought behind it. It's just something that you're trained to do.
To say.
But if you take a pause, there's sometimes that pause or that intentionality of giving a look. Really, it speaks more than trying to explain. So you can say, oh, I love you, or you can say, I love you.
Yes, thank you.
There's a difference.
And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that if you yell, I love you to me from across the room, I'll be like, I love you too. You know what I mean? Because I do, but I know who you are. I know where it's coming from. I could hear it in the tone of your voice. I could see it. But other than just telling people what we're trying to say, please don't misunderstand what we're saying. What we're trying to express is, other than just getting so comfortable and so used to telling people I love you, I love you, I love you, when it becomes so casual, but do they feel the love? Which means equals to, right? Do you show them love? Are you intentional, going back to point 1 and 2, with how you love them, and to show them that it's a genuine love? It's not just saying I love you. And that's why, Shaheen, I like how you said take back the territory of I love you.
The other half of that coin is,
it's good.
It's not in the moment, it's also leading up to. So when a person says I love you and the person receiving, they're thinking, you know, have they really shown me love? You know, in the things that they've done, or have they shown up for me? Have they been supportive of me? You know, when I was sick, did they call me? Did they come visit me? You know, it's things like that that add up, that when a person says I love you, it gives you those words impact. And so also be conscious of the actions that you do leading up to a statement like that. A person may hear those words but then think that, oh, like I don't really feel that way, you know, when, you know, outside of you saying that statement. So sometimes it's more important to show a person love than to say the words I love you, because, you know, what good is, you know, words without actions to back it up?
Yeah.
So
it's empty. And it's so scary, right, Shane? Because it's become such a common thing. I know that when I try to be very careful, right, with saying I love you. And I think there's different ways to love. There's different forms of love. There's the agape love. There's the husband and wife, you know, that type of love. But at the same time, I try to be intentional that when I'm starting to tell you, hey, I love you, it's because for real, there's a feeling and emotion behind it. Like, or I love you, like I got love for you. Like, I love you guys, you know? And then there's the I love you, I tell my husband, which is like, I love you so. You see what I'm saying? So we could even talk about the different types of love in an upcoming future video. We'll probably be talking about love or faith-based, fun Valentine's topics the whole month of February. We'll see how it works out, but I do got some upcoming content in the oven for you. And babe, I just want to say thank you again for joining and for sharing this very valuable information, for giving your perspective. I really enjoyed the points that you brought, which is loving intentionally, knowing a person's love language, right? And number 2 was genuine, and number 3 was taking back the territory of I love, right? Is that what it was?
I think so.
Yeah. So, babe, thank you so much. Do you have any final words for the audience?
Yeah, just basically, if you're gonna take away anything from this, really be intentional about the way you express love. Don't let it just be something casual.
Yes. Remember, love like it matters this Valentine's season, and not only during Valentine's, but to become more intentional with how you express love to others and how you tell you love others that you love them throughout the whole year. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you, babe, for joining us. Love you. As we always say here, take care, be blessed, guys, and show the love, sprinkle love, give love, and subscribe. That's how you could show me love right now, by subscribing. No. Love you guys.
You can send me cookies.
Cookies? That sounds good. I got after
the audience.
The audience. We don't have a PO.
Soon.
Okay. Oh, okay. All right. Love you guys. Feel free to write down below. We don't have a PO box yet. We would love to write letters to you guys, and if you want to write to us, but for now you could do that through our community post down below in this comment box, or just clicking like and subscribe, and we welcome you and we thank you and we appreciate you so much. Take care, guys, and happy Valentine's Day.
You're so corny.
I know.
You went off on the whole PO box thing, really?
Yeah.
Love you, babe.
Love you too. Mwah. So cute.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Check the mail.
To send your check in the mail, I don't even get paid.